Imagine standing on the edge of a vast ocean. The waves crash with relentless force, yet the horizon remains calm and steady. Life often feels like those waves, unpredictable, chaotic, and overwhelming. But what if there were a way to navigate this turbulence with clarity, purpose, and inner peace? A way to remain steady, like the horizon, regardless of the storms around you? For over 2,000 years, the wisdom of Stoicism has served as a compass for countless individuals seeking strength amidst chaos. Rooted in ancient Greek philosophy, Stoicism teaches us how to master our emotions, make rational decisions, and find meaning even in adversity. It's not about denying life's struggles. It's about embracing them as opportunities for growth. Today, in a world of endless distractions, mounting stress, and constant comparisons, the timeless principles of Stoicism are more relevant than ever. This philosophy offers 7 transformative keys, 7 pillars of wisdom, that can unlock a successful life. Not in the shallow sense of wealth or fame, but in the deeper sense of fulfillment, resilience, and harmony. Let's dive into these 7 powerful keys rooted in Stoic wisdom and discover how they can guide you to a life of purpose and true success. Understanding true success. A Stoic perspective. What does it mean to be truly successful? Is it the size of your bank account? The number of followers on your social media? The accolades and recognition you receive? Society often equates success with external achievements. But the Stoics had a radically different perspective, one that challenges us to look inward rather than outward. Imagine a man named Marcus. He spends his days tirelessly climbing the corporate ladder, sacrificing his health, relationships, and peace of mind in pursuit of a successful life. On paper, Marcus has it all: wealth, status, and power, but inside, he feels hollow, anxious, and unfulfilled. This, the Stoics would argue, is not success but enslavement to externals, things beyond his control. According to the Stoics, true success lies not in what you have but in who you are. Epictetus famously said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." For the Stoics, success is about aligning your life with virtue, living with wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. It's about cultivating inner peace and resilience, regardless of external circumstances. To illustrate, consider the life of Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who faced relentless political turmoil, personal tragedy, and the weight of leading an empire. Despite his external challenges, Marcus Aurelius is remembered not for his wealth or power, but for his character and philosophical reflections, which embody the Stoic ideal of success. He reminds us in his meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." In modern life, we too can redefine success by focusing on what we can control: our thoughts, actions, and values. Are you acting with integrity? Are you prioritizing what truly matters? By shifting our perspective from external validation to internal fulfillment, we liberate ourselves from the endless chase and find a deeper, more enduring form of success. But how do we begin this journey? How do we take control of our perceptions and see life through a Stoic lens? This leads us to the first key of Stoic wisdom: mastering perception, the foundation of a successful life. Let's explore this transformative idea. The first key: mastering perception. How often do we find ourselves overwhelmed by events, consumed by anxiety, or paralyzed by fear? We blame the world around us, the deadlines, the difficult conversations, the unexpected setbacks. But what if the real issue isn't the external event, but how we choose to perceive it? The Stoics believed that perception is everything. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." In other words, events are neutral. It's our judgment of them that creates our emotional turmoil. Imagine 2 people stuck in the same traffic jam. One sits behind the wheel, fuming, honking, and cursing the world for wasting their time. The other listens to an audiobook, taking the opportunity to reflect or learn something new. The traffic is the same, but their experiences couldn't be more different. Why? Because one has mastered their perception, while the other has let external circumstances dictate their emotional state. Mastering perception doesn't mean denying reality. It means interpreting it in a way that serves you. Take the example of Epictetus, born into slavery and enduring a life of hardship. Yet, he rose to become one of the most influential philosophers in history, not because his circumstances changed, but because he changed how he perceived them. He viewed adversity not as a curse, but as a teacher. In our modern lives, mastering perception means training ourselves to pause and evaluate before reacting. Instead of seeing a failure as a personal defeat, we can choose to see it as an opportunity to learn. Instead of viewing criticism as an attack, we can interpret it as feedback for growth. This shift in perception empowers us to reclaim our inner peace, no matter what chaos unfolds around us. But perception alone isn't enough. We must also learn to act wisely within the boundaries of what we can and cannot control. This brings us to the second key, embracing control and letting go. Let's uncover how this principle can transform the way we navigate life's uncertainties. The second key, embracing control and letting go. Have you ever felt crushed by the weight of things you can't control? A failed plan, an unexpected loss, or even the behavior of others? These moments often lead to frustration, anxiety, and despair. But what if we could lighten this load? Not by changing the circumstances, but by shifting our focus to what truly lies within our control. The Stoics teach us a profound truth. We can control very little in life, but we do have complete sovereignty over one thing, our own minds. Epictetus summarized this beautifully. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. He invites us to separate the two and focus only on what we can influence. Picture a sailor navigating rough seas. He cannot control the wind, the waves, or the storm. What he can control is how he adjusts his sails and steers the ship. Life, like the sea, is unpredictable. Attempting to control what's beyond us, other people's opinions, outcomes, or the whims of fate, is like trying to command the ocean. Futile and exhausting. Instead, true freedom comes from focusing on our actions, decisions, and attitudes. Consider the life of Admiral James Stockdale, a modern embodiment of Stoic philosophy. Imprisoned during the Vietnam War, he endured years of torture and isolation. Yet he famously credited the Stoic principle of distinguishing between control and acceptance as the key to his survival. He couldn't control his captors or the conditions, but he could control his mindset. Stockdale focused on maintaining his integrity, refusing to let his circumstances define him. In our own lives, embracing control and letting go starts with asking a simple question. When faced with adversity, is this within my control? If the answer is no, then it's time to let it go. If the answer is yes, then direct your energy toward what you can change. Your thoughts, your effort, your response. This mindset doesn't mean becoming passive or indifferent. It's about clarity and focus. By releasing what we cannot control, we reclaim the energy to take purposeful action on what truly matters. And yet the question remains, how do we ensure that the actions we take align with a deeper sense of purpose and harmony? The answer lies in the next key, living according to nature. Let's explore what this means in the context of a meaningful life. The third key, living according to nature. What does it mean to live according to nature? At first glance, it may sound like a call to retreat into the wilderness or embrace a simpler way of life. But for the Stoics, it means something far deeper. A life aligned with our true nature as rational, social, and moral beings. The Stoics believe that everything in the universe has its nature and purpose. A tree grows, provides shade, and bears fruit. A river flows toward the sea, nourishing life along its path. Similarly, human beings are designed to think rationally, act virtuously, and contribute to the well-being of others. To live according to nature is to embrace this purpose fully. Imagine someone climbing a mountain against the flow of a river. They exhaust themselves fighting against the natural current, only to realize they're making life unnecessarily difficult. The same happens when we live against our nature, chasing shallow pleasures, acting selfishly, or ignoring the wisdom of reason. These choices create inner conflict and dissatisfaction. But when we align with our nature, life begins to flow more harmoniously. Consider the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, who wrote, "What injures the hive, injures the bee." This reflects the Stoic understanding of our interconnectedness. We thrive not in isolation, but in service to the collective good. Whether in our families, communities, or workplaces, living according to nature means acting with integrity, kindness, and fairness. In modern terms, it's about aligning your actions with your values. Are your daily choices consistent with the person you aspire to be? Are you contributing to something greater than yourself? When we live authentically and in harmony with our nature, we find a deeper sense of fulfillment, one that no material success can replicate. Living according to nature doesn't mean life will always be easy. Challenges will arise and temptations will test us. But this alignment gives us clarity and strength to navigate life with purpose and resilience. Yet how do we cultivate the inner strength to live virtuously, especially in the face of temptation or adversity? This leads us to the fourth key, cultivating inner virtue, the cornerstone of a meaningful and successful life. Let's dive deeper into this essential Stoic principle. The fourth key, cultivating inner virtue. What does it mean to live a good life? The Stoics believe the answer lies not in wealth, power, or external achievements, but in cultivating virtue, the foundation of true success and inner peace. For them, virtue is not just an abstract ideal, but a practical way of living, guided by four cardinal principles: wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. Let's start with a story. Imagine a leader faced with a difficult choice: protect their personal interests or stand up for what's right, even at great personal cost. In ancient Rome, Cato the Younger exemplified this dilemma. Known for his unwavering integrity, Cato resisted the tyranny of Julius Caesar, even when it meant risking his life. His commitment to justice and moral courage became a timeless example of Stoic virtue. For the Stoics, cultivating inner virtue means consistently striving to live by these principles. Wisdom, making thoughtful decisions based on reason and understanding, rather than impulse or emotion. Courage, facing fears and challenges with strength and determination, without shrinking from difficulty. Justice, treating others fairly and acting for the greater good, even when it's inconvenient. Self-control, mastering desires and impulses, to stay aligned with your higher purpose. But how does this translate to modern life? Consider the everyday challenges we face. Should we retaliate when someone insults us, or respond with patience and composure? Should we pursue fleeting pleasures that compromise our long-term goals, or exercise restraint? Each decision is an opportunity to practice virtue. The beauty of Stoic virtue is that it doesn't depend on circumstances. You don't need to be wealthy to be just or powerful to be courageous. These qualities are entirely within your control, available to you in every moment. By cultivating virtue, we create a stable inner foundation. When life's storms come, and they inevitably will, virtue keeps us grounded, helping us act with dignity and clarity. And in a world where so much is uncertain, what could be more empowering than knowing that your character is your greatest asset? But virtue isn't just about the choices we make in the moment. It's also about how we prepare for life's challenges. This brings us to the fifth key, practicing premeditatio malorum, or the art of anticipating and embracing adversity. Let's explore this transformative practice. The fifth key, practicing premeditatio malorum. What if instead of fearing the worst, you prepared for it? Instead of dreading adversity, you anticipated it, faced it in your mind, and emerged stronger? This is the practice of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics understood that life is unpredictable. We will face setbacks, losses, and pain. It's not a matter of if, but when. Rather than being blindsided, they taught us to imagine these challenges in advance. By doing so, we reduce their emotional impact and prepare ourselves to respond with clarity and resilience. Seneca, the Roman philosopher, urged us to reflect on potential misfortunes regularly. In his words, rehearse them in your mind. Exile, torture, war, shipwreck, all the terms of our human lot should be before our eyes. While this might sound grim, it's not about dwelling on negativity. It's about building mental fortitude. Imagine an athlete preparing for a big game. They visualize every possible scenario, both victories and setbacks. By mentally rehearsing the challenges, they're ready to face them with composure. In the same way, premeditatio malorum trains us to approach life's difficulties with a steady mind. Let's put this into a modern context. Consider losing a job, a situation many fear. Instead of letting this fear paralyze you, the Stoic approach would be to imagine it happening. How would you feel? What steps would you take to recover? By envisioning this, you strip the event of its power to shock you and start thinking proactively about solutions. This practice doesn't mean you dwell on worst-case scenarios constantly. It means you rehearse them enough to be prepared. The result is a profound sense of calm and readiness. You come to realize that the worst you fear is rarely as devastating as it seems. And even if it occurs, you have the strength to endure. But how do we balance this mental rehearsal of challenges with gratitude for the present? This leads us to the sixth key, focusing on actions, not outcomes. Let's uncover how this principle complements premeditatio malorum and deepens our understanding of Stoic wisdom. The sixth key, focusing on actions, not outcomes. In a results-driven world, it's easy to measure success by outcomes. Did you get the promotion? Did your project succeed? Did you meet your goals? But the Stoics remind us that while outcomes are often beyond our control, our actions, the effort, intention, and virtue we bring to the process are entirely ours to own. Epictetus put it simply, make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. The Stoics believe that true freedom and fulfillment come from detaching ourselves from results and focusing instead on doing what is right and within our control. Consider a farmer planting seeds. The farmer can till the soil, water the plants, and nurture them with care, but they cannot control the weather or guarantee a bountiful harvest. If the farmer obsesses over the outcome, they risk frustration and despair. But if they focus on their efforts, ensuring they've done their best, they can find peace, regardless of what nature delivers. In modern life, this principle is especially relevant. Think about a job interview. You can prepare thoroughly, present yourself confidently, and communicate effectively. But whether you get the job depends on factors outside your control: competition, the interviewer's preferences, or the company's needs. By focusing on your actions, you free yourself from the anxiety of the outcome and instead find satisfaction in knowing you gave it your best. This mindset isn't about indifference to success, but about embracing the serenity that comes from knowing you've acted with integrity and effort. When you're no longer tied to outcomes, you gain resilience. Failure becomes a teacher, not a defeat, because you recognize that success lies in the process, not the result. Marcus Aurelius reflected on this truth in his Meditations. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. The Stoics urge us to measure ourselves not by what we achieve, but by how we conduct ourselves in the pursuit. But what fuels this ability to act with focus and purpose, even when results are uncertain? This brings us to the seventh and final key, cultivating gratitude, the practice that turns every moment into a gift. Let's explore how this principle completes the Stoic path to a successful life. The seventh key, gratitude and the art of contentment. What if you already have everything you need to live a fulfilled life? In a world obsessed with more success, more possessions, more recognition, the Stoics remind us of the profound power of gratitude. To practice gratitude is to shift our focus from what we lack to what we already have, cultivating a sense of contentment that no external circumstance can take away. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Gratitude in Stoic philosophy is not merely about saying thank you, but about deeply appreciating the present moment and the gifts it holds. Take a moment to consider your life. Can you see the blessings that surround you? The warmth of a sunrise, the presence of a loved one, or even the breath you just took. These are miracles we often overlook in our relentless pursuit of the next achievement. Gratitude teaches us to pause and savor the richness of the now. Marcus Aurelius offers a simple yet profound practice. Do not dream of possessing what you do not have. Rather, reflect on the blessings of what you do possess. And if you must, imagine how you would long for them if they were not yours. Imagine losing the things you take for granted, a roof over your head, your health, your friendships, and then imagine getting them back. This perspective shift awakens a deep sense of appreciation for what's already yours. Gratitude doesn't mean settling for less or giving up on aspirations. Instead, it's about finding joy in the journey while working toward your goals. It allows us to pursue success from a place of abundance, not scarcity. When we are grateful, we become more resilient, more generous, and more present in our daily lives. But how do we sustain gratitude in the face of life's challenges? By remembering that contentment doesn't depend on external wealth or status, but on our inner mindset. The Stoics teach us that everything we need for happiness is already within us, and so we come full circle. Gratitude anchors us in the present, helps us master our perceptions, and strengthens our ability to act virtuously, no matter the circumstances. When you live with gratitude, you embrace the Stoic truth that a successful life is not about what you acquire, but about how you live. Stoicism in modern life, practical applications. In today's fast-paced world, Stoicism might seem like an ancient philosophy, distant from the reality of our tech-driven, achievement-oriented lives. But the more we dive into the Stoic principles, the more we realize how relevant they are for our daily struggles, stresses, and aspirations. The Stoics didn't just offer abstract ideas. They provided practical tools for living a better, more resilient life. So how can we apply Stoicism to our modern world with its complexities, challenges, and distractions? First, let's return to the core Stoic idea, focusing on what you can control. In a time where we're bombarded with news, opinions, and constant change, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. The Stoic response? Focus on your thoughts, actions, and responses. When you're confronted with an external challenge, be it a difficult conversation, a work deadline, or even the state of the world, ask yourself, what can I control in this situation? You cannot control how others behave, but you can control how you respond. In the workplace, this means managing your reactions to stress and striving to do your best, regardless of the outcome. In personal relationships, it means focusing on acting with kindness and respect, even when others fall short. By concentrating only on what's within our grasp, we release the pressure of trying to control the uncontrollable. Another Stoic principle that is invaluable today is the practice of premeditatio malorum. In a world filled with uncertainty, fear of the unknown can paralyze us. But by intentionally rehearsing potential setbacks in our minds, whether it's a career setback, a health challenge, or a personal loss, we prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally. This doesn't mean anticipating disaster. Rather, it's about building resilience so that when adversity strikes, we can face it with calm and clarity. Take a moment and reflect. When was the last time you truly prepared for the worst? By visualizing potential obstacles, you can reduce their emotional impact, focus on practical solutions, and move forward with confidence. Next, focusing on virtue is more important than ever. In a world often obsessed with superficial success, in the rush to climb the social ladder, gain followers, or acquire material wealth, the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control offer a steady compass. When we live according to these virtues, we cultivate an inner sense of fulfillment that is impervious to the external chaos around us. The next time you're faced with a decision, whether to act in line with your values or follow the crowd, remember that virtue is your true source of success. Finally, the Stoic practice of gratitude can transform our mindset. In a society fixated on what we don't have or what we want next, it's easy to feel discontented. But gratitude is a powerful tool for finding contentment in the present moment. When you wake up each morning, take a moment to reflect on what you are grateful for: your health, your relationships, your opportunities. This simple practice shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, grounding you in the here and now. In our modern world, Stoicism offers a roadmap not just for surviving, but for thriving. By applying these principles daily, we can become more resilient, intentional, and fulfilled, regardless of the external circumstances. The path to a successful life, according to the Stoics, is not about achieving fame, wealth, or power. It's about mastering yourself. It's about learning to live virtuously, embracing challenges with strength, and finding contentment in the simple act of living with purpose. So how will you apply Stoicism to your life today? The choice is yours and the power is within you. Final reflections: a life of resilient success. As we reflect on the Stoic path to success, we realize that the ancient wisdom of Stoicism is not just a philosophy, but a way of life. It offers a clear blueprint for navigating life's uncertainties with grace and resilience. Success, in the Stoic sense, isn't measured by external achievements or fleeting pleasures. It's about inner strength, virtuous living, and the ability to find peace no matter the circumstances. Living a life of resilient success, according to Stoicism, is about recognizing what truly matters: your ability to control your responses, act with virtue, and find contentment, regardless of what the world throws your way. By mastering perception, embracing what we can control, living according to nature, and cultivating inner virtue, we develop the inner resilience needed to face life's challenges. The Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum helps us prepare for adversity, while focusing on our actions rather than outcomes ensures that we stay grounded and resilient, regardless of how things turn out. And finally, gratitude and contentment teach us to appreciate the present moment, finding joy in the journey, rather than constantly chasing after an elusive external destination. A life of resilient success is not about avoiding hardship, but about transforming how we approach it. Life will always bring challenges, whether it's failure, loss, or unexpected obstacles. But with the Stoic tools we've explored, we can meet these challenges with calm, wisdom, and a sense of purpose. In the end, true success isn't about what we accumulate or the titles we hold. It's about how we choose to live, the integrity we uphold, and the peace we cultivate within ourselves. So as you move forward, ask yourself, how will you apply these Stoic principles in your own life? How will you choose to embrace the present moment, face challenges with resilience, and live according to the values that truly matter? The path to success in the Stoic sense is already within you. It's a matter of choosing to walk it with intention, patience, and gratitude. As Marcus Aurelius so wisely said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By embracing Stoicism, we can shape our thoughts, shape our lives, and ultimately create a life of true resilient success. As we conclude this exploration into Stoic wisdom, it's clear that Stoicism isn't just a philosophy for ancient philosophers. It's a timeless guide for anyone seeking a life of resilience, purpose, and true success. By mastering your perception, embracing control and letting go, living according to nature, cultivating virtue, practicing premeditatio malorum, focusing on actions over outcomes, and fostering gratitude, you unlock the path to a life that is grounded, purposeful, and ultimately fulfilling. In a world filled with distractions, pressures, and uncertainty, Stoic principles offer a way to remain steadfast and centered. True success isn't found in external achievements or fleeting rewards. It's cultivated from within. It's about how we face life's challenges, how we shape our thoughts, and how we remain aligned with our deepest values no matter what the world throws our way. Now it's time to reflect on your own life. How can you apply these Stoic keys to your daily routine? What would it look like to embrace these principles in the next decision you make, the next challenge you face, or the next interaction you have? If you found value in this Stoic wisdom, I encourage you to take action. Start with one principle today, whether it's practicing gratitude in the morning, focusing on what you can control, or preparing for adversity, and see how it changes the way you approach life. Share your thoughts and experiences with others. Let's create a community of resilient individuals living with purpose and clarity. If you're ready to dive deeper into Stoic wisdom and transform your life, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an insightful video. Join us in building a life of resilient success, one Stoic principle at a time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.